Y'all look, we still have the same thing on the board of the last video that we made. Let's take this off. All right, it's gone. All right, and the dogs are aggravating this morning. Um, he's wanting out. Hang on a minute, and we'll get started in just a second. You gotta move, sweetheart. All right. So I am back with my face up in the camera. How is everybody? Propped open the door and had the big door, or I thought they could get out, but they couldn't. Look at that wild hair right there. Look, I can't even grab it. All right, let's do this. Hi, I'm Andrea. Today's date is April the 8th of 2025. I don't know that I like that y'all can see this on the camera when I don't know what I can't scoot that back, so I may end up doing that. Let's get everything situated. Most of you know I cannot see myself until I turn on the camera. And I have not made a video on this channel in quite some time. And I decided that we were going to do this today. I'm going to see if I can just kind of scoot this back a little bit more. I don't feel like it's up too close to me. I have been posting the devotional videos. Don't know if I'll leave them up, but some of them are up right now. And it's been a good thing making these videos. Not just talking about end of days, which is what we've done now for the better part of 5 years. If you've been watching any of the devotional videos and you've kind of are in the know, life's been moving on, figuring it out. I know I am. I'm in the best place I've been in nearly 2 years. Not because life is necessarily like you want it to be, but healing. And healing takes time. So I am wanting to talk about a few things. And of course, I have nothing in front of me. There's nothing here. I prayed before we got started. I muted my phone. I had to get some of the work done before I could make a video, and I wanted to pull out a couple books to talk about a couple things. The world, the end of days continues. Nothing, we're still in it. This is still, I believe this. None of this, as much as I thought, I can only talk about myself, as much as I thought that I was thinking outside the box of what we've been taught, which obviously I have been, but it was so much more than that. I think that the end of days began with the cross. And I think Revelation would have been applicable for a lot of these last 2,000 years. Scripture says that there has been many Antichrist. And we know that the word Antichrist is not in Revelation. To lay a foundation for anybody that isn't familiar with who I am, this channel's been around for a long time. There has been 3,000 plus videos on an array of topics. Prior to 2020, it was a lot of probably more conspiracy type stuff. More, what else would it have been? The Mandela effect for a lot of us began in 2016. With my first Mandela experience in 2012, not knowing exactly what had transpired. Me and Terry was up until even after 2020, a lot of things me and Terry were still on the same page about. End of days, he got scared. And he got to where he would say, well, if we're still here, that's what he would always say every day, if we're still here. Prior to 2020, and also, well, let's back up again. Terry got into the Q stuff. Terry got to thinking that Trump was going to save the day. Terry did not understand. I think it really threw him for a loop, like, just like a lot of other people when he didn't get back in there. I don't know where Terry would have been now 2 years later with seeing Trump get back in office. I have no idea where he would have stood. But that is where we kind of parted in a lot of things that we saw and believed. Prior to 2020, and again, I keep thinking about what, he got into pedophile and different kind of stuff that I said this to a friend the other day. They don't care what camp you're in as long as you're not in the camp of keeping your eyes on Christ. So you can be in the Republican camp, Democratic camp. You can be in the conspiracy camp. You can be in, I don't give a mess about nothing camp. You can be, the good old boy camp. You can be in all these different camps. You can be in the Trump camp. They don't care what camp you're in. You can be in the Biden camp. I don't know, Democratic or whatever it is. You can be in whatever camp you want to be in. For me, everything here is a lie. It doesn't really, none of this matters. There is a fraction of truth in every camp. But it's his camp. And you know what his camp means? His camp means that we're not going to understand everything. It's the aspect of truth. And let's just say each camp has half truth. It's not because there's not truth in every one of these camps. And the way that I've seen this is most people, even believers, don't really want Jesus to come back. Very few people that I have met in these last 5 years that so much has been discussed about end of days really wants Jesus to come back. Oh, he ain't coming back for another 100 years. And I've said this in the past when one of the Kim Clement meetings, around the year 2000, when he said Jesus wasn't coming back until for at least 100 years. Now, Kim Clement died in 2016. Somebody brought him up to me the other day. They had an opportunity to hear some stuff about Kim Clement. And the person had brought up to them, and my friend was asking me about it. And I told her, I said, she's saying he accurately said that Trump would be in twice. Well, do you know how much other stuff the man said that wasn't true? At this point, I really think that it is very conceivable that Trump will get a third term. And what would that mean? But we don't know that yet. We don't know. Everybody thinks they know and if anything, a lot of us have learned, we know we're in it. We know we're at the end, but how is all this necessarily playing out? One of the friends, and I want to make sure I say it kind of right, we were taught everybody would be dead and, bombs blaring. It's like, oh. And you see, I'm going to use the word cabal because everybody likes this word. You see the cabal being taken down. And this new utopia, this new, what word do I even want to say? This new, everything is just blossoming and becoming great because he's taken everybody down. And it is the demise of Trump's doing. He's taken down the system as we have known it. The harlot, this religious system, educational system, government system, medical system, financial, all of the facets of the world that we live in is being taken down, which is Babylon, the system. But not everybody's dying. Your book of Revelation is being fulfilled right before your eyes, and we don't recognize it as a whole. I actually already made some extra coffee this morning. I usually just drink 1 cup. It's cold, and I love coffee. I came in last night, and I was tired, really sleepy, and I made me 2 cups of coffee. I heard it on the radio yesterday when I was out. I don't really watch any news anymore.